So I watched this film, Suicide Squad. It's on HBO Max, and I think it's in theaters as well. It is a return of the Harley Quinn character, and it's a really interesting movie. I hate superhero movies. It's not that I hate them all. It's that I just think there are too many of them. And I think they've just completely taken over the movie industry and sort of destroyed it as an art form. And most of them are kind of stupid and childish. But this was kind of interesting. First of all, it is directed by James Gunn. And you remember James Gunn made what was it called? Guardians of the Galaxies, which was a very entertaining show. And then he was canceled because it was found that he had sent out tweets referring to pedophilia and rape and, just kind of gross tweets. And so he was canceled, but then he was brought back probably because they thought he could make him some money. And certainly why anybody in Hollywood would object to pedophilia, which is practically an industry hobby, I don't know. But anyway, they brought him back, and he's a talented guy, and he made this really interesting film. And this is a film about the kind of evil superheroes, the evil Batman, DC heroes, who are taken out of prison and put into a literal suicide squad. They're sent out to fight a battle against some gigantic monster. It doesn't matter. It's another one of these stupid plots. However, it really was interesting. It had first of all, had a lot of talent in it, not just Gunn. It had Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She's a wonderful actress. Idris Elba, one of my favorite actors. Joel Kinnaman, also a terrific actor. Sylvester Stallone is very funny in it. He's not really in it. It's just his voice, I think. I think he plays the big shark man. I want to make it clear what I'm saying because a lot of people misinterpret it. I get attacked for this all the time, that people say that I attack things that I disagree with. That's not true. I frequently praise things that I disagree with, but also disagree with them. And one of the things about people who follow the culture is they think that just because something is well made and artistic and even good, that it can't possibly be saying anything foul or stupid. But that's not true. What art does is it presents the inner life of man. It preserves the inner life of man, just like a textbook might preserve math information. Art preserves the inner life of man, and the only way that we can communicate our inner life, you can't describe what it is to feel joy, to feel love, to feel sorrow. All of those things are incommunicable, so you use symbols like music, like stories, like paintings. That's why we have art. And sometimes a work of art will, to a great, the deeper it communicates those things, the greater a work of art it is. And some things, just because something is a story doesn't mean it's a work of art. A piece of pornography is not art, it's anti-art because it doesn't really convey anything about the inner life of man. In fact, it lies about the inner life of man. So something can be, this is a minor work, but it is a genuine work. It's very well made. But it's a very sad work in a lot of ways, and I will tell you why I think so. The movie is hilariously funny, because it has absolutely no real humanity. It blows people to pieces for a joke. It tears people's bodies apart for a joke. And the jokes are hilarious. Why are the jokes hilarious? Because corruption and evil are funny when you remove the human suffering that they cause. This is true when you think about the crazy things that people do, that an Adolf Hitler stands up and says, I know how we're going to make a life better. We're going to kill everybody and then start a gigantic war. And everybody goes, yeah, that would be funny if it weren't followed by suffering and pain, right? It's funny that people are that stupid, that corrupt, that sheepish that they would follow an idiot like that, a psychopath like that. There's a comedy to that, until you get to the actual human suffering. And so by removing the actual human suffering and by showing people as just objects to be torn apart, the movie is hilarious. There's a scene where they wipe out an entire army of good guys by accident, and it made me laugh out loud. And what bothers me about this is I feel that we are in a cultural trough right now. We have lost the plot of what it means to be Americans, and we've lost the source of our creativity, which is our individual freedom and this unique place we hold in history of the Western idea, the development of the Western idea. And so we've lost that point. So we've lost our ability to really make good art. And almost everything is very boring, very small, and very misguided. And this is a very talented group of people. So don't get me wrong. It is a talented work that will make you laugh, expressing the emptiness that Hollywood people and artistic people now feel because they have lost their faith, because they have lost their good ideas, and the only idea they have left is sarcasm and irony and distance and emptiness, nihilism. It's a nihilistic work. And you can make a good nihilistic work. It's going to be repetitive because every nihilistic story tells the same story. But Suicide Squad does that. And it was really interesting to me to watch what I thought was a lost generation trying to make a film and all it could make is this film that laughs at violence and laughs at the destruction of human life because it has no feel, no sense, no contact, no compassion with the reality of human life. And so it is interesting to me that a work like this, which is entertaining, funny, well acted, well directed, can also communicate a sort of emptiness and lostness. Art frequently captures its time, and I think Suicide Squad captures this time. And what I think we need is a better time. And I think it is arts that break the mold of nihilism, that break the mold of materialism, that begin to find our faith again, that will lead us out of this time, out of this trough, into hopefully a new American culture.